Hello friends, welcome to AriserTalent. Today we are going to start the new topic, improvement in food resources. Improvement in food resources. Now what is the meaning of resources? Resources means to supply of something, and supply of what? What we are going to discuss? Food. So, thus we can say the supply of food, and we want to improvement in food supplies, means the resources food, we want the improvement in the food resources. So today we are going to discuss different methods to improve food resources. First of all, what is food? Whatever we eat, that is food. What is food? In general language, we can say whatever you eat, that is food. Okay, and why do we need food? We need food to get energy. So another question is, why do we need food? So thus we can say we need food to get energy, to do different work, to grow and to get a good health. Thus we can say we need food to get energy, to do different activities or to do work, okay, and to get good health, and especially to grow and to grow. Okay, and how do we get this food? We get this food from the plants and animals. Thus we can say what are the sources of food? Then sources of food are plant and animals. Okay, now what kind of food we get from the plants? We get cereals, pulses, vegetables and fruits. Okay, and what do we get from animals? What kind of food we get? We get meat, we get egg, we get milk, etc. Okay, so such kind of food we get from plants and animals. Now why do we need this food? We need this food to get energy. Like different kind of food element give us different nutrient. If we talk about the cereals, then they are rich in carbohydrates, okay, and these carbohydrate give us energy to perform various activities. So carbohydrate is essential to perform as it is energy giving food. It is energy giving food and it gives us energy to perform various activities. If we talk about pulses, then pulses give us protein, okay, and protein help us to grow and to build muscles. Protein help to grow and to build muscles. Okay, if we talk about vegetables and fruits, then they give us vitamins and minerals, and these vitamins and minerals help us to fight diseases, and these all nutrients together develop our immunity. Okay, to develop immunity, we need all these nutrients in our daily diet. Thus we can say that these food resources are very important to us because they give us they give us energy, they help us to grow and they help us to fight diseases. Okay, now we will talk about the why do we need improvement in these food resources. Okay, so as we know, population is increasing day by day, so we need to feed them, and to feed them we need to improve, we need to grow more amount of crops, and to improve that yield we need to improve food resources. Okay, so now we will discuss about different types of crops. As we know, crops grow in different climate conditions. Okay, different types of crops grow in different climatic conditions. So here we will discuss about two types of crops. One is Kharif crop and another is Rabi crop. If we talk about Kharif crop, okay, generally it is grown in the rainy season. Such kind of crops need lot of water to grow. They grow in rainy season. Okay, rainy season means such kind of crops need lot of water to grow. Need lots of water to grow. Okay, and what are the rainy months? Then they are sown into the month of June to July. Generally rain starts in these months and then they are harvested. Then they are harvested in the month of September to October. Okay, and what are the, if we talk about the examples of these crops that we know, cotton. Cotton need a lot of water to grow. So, such kind of crop and grams also, such kind of crops are grown in the rainy season and such crops are known as Kharif crops. If we talk about the Rabi crops, then these Rabi crops grow into the winter season. These crops grow into winter season. They do not need much water. Okay. Do not need much water and neither too heat. Okay, and generally they are grown in the month of, what are the winter months? Generally they are grown into the October to November month and then harvested into March to April month. Okay, and what are the examples of Rabi crops? Wheat. Okay, if we talk about wheat, then it is grown in the winter season. Now we will talk about the different types of, these were the crops which are generally harvested, and if we want to grow the improvement, we want improvement in the food resources. Now we will discuss what kind of crops, what kind of improvement we want to study or what kind of improvement we want in the crops and how we will get the improvement in the crops. If we talk about the improvement in the crops, then generally it is done by crop variety improvement. Okay, in this method crops variety is improved. Another method is crop production improvement. Means the improvement in the methods in the production of the crops, and then crop protection management. Crop protection management. Once the crop are harvested, then they need to protect, and how they will protect? They will be protected. This is known as crop protection management. Now first of all we will discuss about crop variety improvement. Why do we need it? We need it to get the high yield of the crops. Okay, and generally this is done by the plant breeding technique. Okay, the crop variety improvement is generally done by plant breeding technique, and in this technique is followed by generally 4 methods. First of all, crop variety improvement. Why do we need it? To get high yield of the crops. Okay. Now what is the technique? Plant breeding technique in which the genotype of plant is improved. Such we can say genotype of plant is improved. Okay, generally this is done by 4 methods. First of all, introduction, selection, hybridization, and genetic engineering. Okay. So first of all, we will discuss about introduction. What happens in introduction? In introduction, generally the seed of some plants are brought from some places to other places, then they are grown there, and once they grow in the different climatic conditions, then they are able to grow in the different climatic condition, they are successful there, then they are further selected for the cultivation. Okay. So number 1 is introduction. What we do in introduction? Seed of some plants which have special features. Seed of some plants which have special features are brought from one place to a new place, and once they are able to survive in different climatic condition, and if they are able to survive or able to grow in different climatic condition, then they are selected for cultivation. Okay. Hope it is clear to you that seed of some plants are brought from which are having special features are brought from one place to a new place, and once they are able to grow in the different climatic condition, then they are selected for the further cultivation. Second one is selection. Now selection of the plant. What are the features on which the selection of plant is done? Second one is selection. The selection of the plant is done on the basis of high yield. Okay. Disease resistance. Okay. And product quality. Okay, so these are the main features on which, on the basis of these features, we generally select the plant for the cultivation. Another one is hybridization. Generally, we use this method for the crop improvement. This is the important method. Hybridization, what we do, generally two plants are made to cross and to develop seed. In this method, two plants having special features are made to cross to develop seeds. Okay. How it happens? Suppose one plant which is having a good disease resistance power. Okay, suppose this plant has good disease resistance power. Okay, and we take another plant which can use the fertilizers. Okay, so it can use fertilizers very well. Hope you know why do we need fertilizers. We need fertilizers to improve the growth of the plant. So different kind of qualities, if the plants having different special features, once they are crossed, then the another plant which we get having both the characteristics. This process is known as hybridization. This plant having both characteristics, what are the characteristics? It will be disease resistance, it would have disease resistance, and it will use fertilizers very well. Use fertilizers very well. Okay. So this is the method of hybridization in which two plants having special features are crossed to make a new plant to develop the seeds. Okay. Now what are the different methods of hybridization? Methods of hybridization. What are the different methods of hybridization? Number 1, interspecific hybridization, or we can say intervarietal hybridization. Okay, intervarietal hybridization, in which we take two plants of different varieties. If we talk about intervarietal hybridization, in which we take two plants of different variety, example rice and wheat, and once we cross them, we get the new plant having the features of both the plants. Okay, another method is interspecific, we can say interspecific hybridization. In this, two different species of plants are taken. Like if we talk about mango, we can take different species of mango, then once we multiply them, then we will get the new mango plant with the which is having the characteristics of both the plants, or we can say which can have this characteristics of both the species of the mango plants. Okay, and the third one is intergeneric hybridization. Intergeneric hybridization means two plants of different genera. Like if we take lemon, and once we do the cross multiplication, or we can multiply lemon with the orange tree, Then we get the new lemon plant. Generally it is known as mere lemon, which is having the characteristics of both lemon and orange. Okay, next is genetic engineering. In the genetic engineering, generally one or more genes of the one plant are transferred into the another plant. If we talk about genetic engineering, what is genetic engineering? Genetic engineering means another method of plant breeding technique is genetic engineering, in which one or more genes of one plant are transferred into the another plant, and in which plant these genes are transferred, that plant is known as transgenic plant. Thus we can say one or more genes of one plant are transferred into other plant. Okay, so this is genetic engineering. And the plant in which the genes are transferred, this is known as transgenic plant. The plant in which genes are transferred are known as transgenic plants. Okay. Okay, so what is the aim to use this plant breeding technique? Now we will discuss the aim. What is the aim to use plant breeding technique, or we can say what is the aim of plant breeding technique? Okay, we use this plant breeding technique to get high yield of the crops. Thus we can say we use plant breeding technique to get high yield of crops. Okay, another is to increase the productivity of crops, to increase or we can say to increase the quality, or to increase or improve quality of the crops. Okay, and to increase the biotic and abiotic resistance, biotic and abiotic resistance. Okay, and beside it we can say that change in maturity, change in maturity of the crop. Another is wider adaptability, okay, and then to produce the novel crops. Okay, or we can say development of novel crops, or novel varieties. Okay, if we talk about the high yield, to get the high yield of the crops, we use the plant breeding technique. Improve quality, if we want the improved quality of the crop, then we use the plant breeding technique. What is the improved quality? Like it should be disease resistance, okay, it should have the high productivity, it should have high yield, okay, and biotic and abiotic resistance means it should not, the crop should not get affected by the biotic factors like bacteria and fungi, and abiotic factors, it should not affected by the flood, it should not affected by the heat, cold and climatic conditions. Change in maturity, if a crop is taking, naturally it is taking the 4 to 5 months to grow, okay, and by using the plant breeding technique we can reduce the maturity time, okay. So the crop, if the crop is taking 4 to 5 months to grow, then we can reduce the time and we can convert it into the 3 to 3.5 months, means it can grow into the 3 to 3.5 months. Wider adaptability means the crop which we are growing by using the plant breeding technique, it can grow in the different climatic conditions. And then development of novel varieties, if we will grow the different crops of the novel varieties like seedless tomatoes, seedless oranges, then it will attract the consumers, okay.